Hi, my name is Rod Khleif, and I'm the host of the Lifetime Cash Flow Through Real Estate Investing podcast. And every week I interview multifamily rock stars, and we talk about how they've built incredible wealth for themselves and their families through multifamily properties. So hit the like and subscribe buttons to get notified every Monday when a new episode comes out. Let's get to it. Welcome back to Multifamily Rock Stars. So as you guys know, this is where we interview people that are just crushing it, and we've got a real treat today. We have a beautiful couple that have been warriors, let's see, since 2021. And as you guys know, this is where we show you, the inside scoop is how multifamily investors are creating massive success, not just in their businesses, but even in their lives. And this will be a great example of that. And of course, I've got the co-host, my co-host, who's the director of our massive action team for the Warrior Group, Mark Nagy on.
Hey, Rod, good to be back. I know you just got back from Italy, right?
Yeah, 18 days, baby, but it's so good to be back. My God, I'm still on Italian time, though. I'll tell you, it's like 11 o'clock at night there. So if I fade off, you'll know what happened. But
do our best.
Well, we have really a treat today because I love these two. It's Javier and Yessenia Gonzalez, and they're high school sweethearts, which I didn't know, and they've got two boys, Antonio and Alonzo. And Javier, thank you for your service, brother. He's a Navy Marine Corps combat veteran, and he's currently an ER doctor. And Yessenia is an educator, and also, they work together on this. They do everything together, which is beautiful. And just great to have you guys on.
Oh, thank you so much, Rod. We're super excited.
Yeah, this is such a treat.
Mark. It is such a treat.
Course.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, so why don't you take and tell us a little bit, do a much better job on your background than I just did, and just kind of, a little more on the background and why real estate and how you got into real estate, and just kind of bring us current, if you would.
Yeah. Well, my name is Javier Gonzalez. I'm a practicing ER physician in Miami, Florida. Just a humble, hardworking guy, family man, just the guy next door type deal.
It's true.
And thank you, baby. And then, just, humble beginnings. Mother and father are immigrants here to the United States. My mother actually being an orphan, so worked really hard to get us to where we're at today. I joined the military when I was 18, Navy Marine Corps, deployed to Iraq twice, was doing medicine, continued it here in Miami. Where I was a PA, then finally where I'm at now, a New York physician. Real estate has always been part of what we want to do. And we've always started nibbling into it. But once I became an ER doctor and became a high income earner, I wanted to see how we can scale faster and go forward with that. And that's why we're here now.
Love it. Anything to add, Yessenia?
Thank you. So yeah, as my husband mentioned, and as Rod mentioned, we are high school sweethearts. And while my husband was away in the military, I was studying for special education here in Miami, Florida. I was a teacher, I was an administrator until we had our children. Once we had the kids, we decided that we wanted for me to stay home so that I could be more present for the family. But we always, like my husband said, we had always had real estate in the back of our minds. We just didn't have the tools or the knowledge yet at that point to know how exactly we were going to get involved. So once I was home, we started an educational services company, which is still going, and we started dabbling into real estate. We started with a couple of flips. I got my real estate agent's license. We purchased a duplex, and so just kind of little by little, we were, testing the waters with real estate and also with other businesses as well. But we knew, as the years passed, we would always come back to real estate. When my husband had to do his specialty training in emergency medicine, so we went overseas, and we knew when we were returning that we wanted to really focus on real estate. And at that time, my husband being as how he is, very focused on goals and things like that, we set some goals together, financial and personal. And he told me, we need to accelerate. We want to leave this legacy for our family. We want to, leave this wealth for our children and beyond. But let's do this faster. So I didn't even know that was an option, that we could go quicker. We had just thought about doing single family properties and single family real estate. So that's when he came across.
Yeah, funny story.
Yeah.
Rod, and that's how I actually first saw you. It was like a buddy of mine that I had just heard through. Right. And he was here in Miami, and he did an episode or something in his podcast where it was residential versus commercial. and you represented commercial.
Oh yeah, I had somebody with me too. I remember that
Yes.
where we were fight. I forgot who it was. It Tim Bratz that was on my side. I can't remember. Somebody was on my side, and we kicked residential's ass, of course.
Oh,
But
yes.
it was single
Yes.
family versus multifamily, and I'm like, they didn't have a chance. But
They didn't have
oh, that's funny. So that well, that's cool that I know that benefited in something, because that's
Yeah,
that's you guys.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Because it
love
got me introduced to who you were. And then I found out you were located on the other side. We're in Miami, Florida. And he's
Right.
like nearby. Then I looked into you and I super admired your the mindset and the different aspect that you bring. And the rest was history.
So yeah, doing that many deals, getting involved. One thing I know we talk about is the successful warriors do adding value to others. You guys are big networkers, obviously. What are some of the specific ways that you have been able to bring value to others that has helped grow your network to get you into those deals and get you to the point to where you're at now?
We've always been very, I would say, service driven. I think, and it's been within our family values to really serve God and serve others. That's really our heart's mission. So when we joined this network, it was a passion of ours to make sure that we brought value to everyone who we met. We didn't quite know how to do that at first. We just knew that we wanted to offer warmth and friendship and partnership to everyone and let everybody know that we were going to work really hard to learn everything that there was to learn about real estate, about commercial real estate, multifamily real estate, through the program. And since then, we've been able to transfer, I guess, some of our professional skills from our professions that we studied into multifamily real estate. So that's where we've really been able to bring value to others in terms of our partners, the partnerships that we've developed through, especially through the Warrior program, is really just transferring those skills, like project management, our high administration and organizational skills, and lots of attention to detail.
As we keep I guess expanding and growing and gaining more experience, we bring that to the table. But we start off with some joint ventures, and I feel that was very important for us because we got to learn like how to work a whole entire deal besides the raising and syndication part. But it got us really involved in learning how we can give back, which really now in every deal, I feel like we can kind of give back in every aspect of the deal. Now we've capital raised, we've done property management, asset management, acquisition, and all the different aspects that you would need to really compose a good deal and be a good team member and bring value.
I really like the fact, one thing that you said, I get that question so often, people that are new into real estate. What do I do? What do I bring? How do I bring value to others? I haven't done real estate. Yessenia, you just said friendship and warmth. That's such a good tip, is just make friends with people and build relationships. It doesn't have to be on, you can bring a skill set, just starting there. And then as you learn more, growing into what your skill set might be. So that was a really good gold nugget.
That's really what these partnerships are. They're friendships. Okay. I mean, you're going to be working with these people the rest of your life in most cases. And so, if you don't, if you don't get along with somebody and they feel like, you feel like it's work to be around them and so on and so forth, just move on, because these really are lifelong relationships. On that note, I want to ask a question. So, we get a lot of listeners that want to do something. They know, opportunity could very well be upon us. And, they haven't taken action. They know they want to do something. They know they deserve more. Their family deserves more. Speak to people like that for a minute, if you would, please.
Yeah, we actually have a passion for helping others, because when we joined the Warrior program, so new to multifamily real estate, we found, Rod, truly, you've done a great job of bringing together the most awesome network of professional human beings, kind-hearted, just everyone's helpful, willing to,
Listen,
to teach.
to piggyback on that nice.
Yeah.
When we come home after a Warrior event or one of your events, I'm come home and I'm like, God, everybody, I would love to do a deal with
everyone.
They're like so nice, such nice people. It's crazy. I'm like, who have we been hanging out with our whole lives? What the hell is
right.
going on here?
No, I can't tell you how often I've heard that, and it's just extraordinary. And I will tell you, I very often will get on a call when we're considering a new warrior, and You know, if I get a hint of ego, they're out. It's not. Part of my job at this point is to protect the program as much as it is to
Yeah.
build it, because it truly is extraordinary. But every time we have a warrior event, I hear that. We've got our next one in November in Phoenix. You know, let me ask you this question. Starting out, you know, or as you are going here, talk about some aha moments where you're like, okay, now I get it moments. If anything comes to mind with that question.
I think something really important is that, especially when starting out and then getting to those aha moments, you need to identify what your goals are. That's going to make a difference. We all have a purpose. So you have to know what your purpose is and live it out. You need to be intentional. You need to get educated. You need a mentor. And then once you have all of that together, you've got to take
Massive action.
yeah.
Massive freaking action.
Yes. Yeah. Network like crazy. Learn as much as you can. Take massive action.
Yeah, that's a great guide. A quick aha moment I had was we've been doing JV deals because thank the Lord I earned pretty well. So I was putting my own money into deals. But when it came down to an opportunity with our great mentor as well, he asked us to be on the deal and I had to capital raise and I had to bite the bullet. I didn't want to do it. I know that it's part of the training, but I didn't want to do it. But I had to make a mind shift, and I had to make a mind shift to actually, it's not, you know, asking for money. It's more of offering an opportunity of other people to give them a vehicle with us or whoever they might choose, right, to grow their wealth and make their money work as hard as they can. And I tried to change my mind, and I did. And I raised pretty well, and we did good. And now a lot of my coworkers and other frontliners are happy.
Repeat.
Yeah. And it was easier than you thought it was too, wasn't it? Once you got going. Yes.
Yeah, it was a mindset thing for real.
Because again, we're providing an opportunity. We were provided this opportunity, and there's so many people who don't know about it. So that's why it's a passion for us to be able to help other people to know about these opportunities that they wouldn't otherwise know about.
So what were the differences? What were some of the things that you experienced taking action before you became a warrior? And then how did that change after you became a warrior in the community?
So I would say prior to being a warrior, we lacked focus. Prior to being warriors, we lacked focus. We needed kind of someone to say, hey, you know, this is the way you need to go. Here's the tools, here's the knowledge. Now, what are you going to do with that? You know, because you can have all the tools and all the knowledge in the world, but eventually, you know, each person has to take his or her own responsibility for taking that action with those tools and that knowledge.
Talk about a seminar in this business. Talk about when you got your butt kicked a little bit in any part of it. If whatever comes to mind, and it could be prior to multi and the residential single family stuff, but anything where you're like, you know, you had a little setback, because everybody thinks it's all, you know, golden and everything works perfectly, and that's just not life. But you know, talk about when you had a situation and maybe what you learned from it, if there was a learning experience in it.
Definitely gonna I'll go forward with like the Section 8 that it keeps on coming up in ours. I guess when we were trying to get ready, first in Section 8, I would have to say it was somewhere where we learned a lot, and we had to overcome some barriers, and how we said like it was a war at the beginning and ended up being a victory at the end. So the war was that we had this asset, 24 units here in Miami, Florida, in Hialeah. And basically we had seller financing. We thought it was great. It's our new first syndication deal. Everything was going smooth. And then we end up finding that almost 80–90% of our tenants are Section 8. And as you well know, there might be a stigma out there about Section 8 housing and what the tenants might be like. And we won't.
By the way, if you're listening and you don't know what Section 8 is, it's government assisted rental housing. It was a complete, you know what, show back when I did it 30 years ago. I mean, you could have somebody paying $17 a month, driving a brand new car with a brand new TV. They could trash the house. Nobody cared. The program has improved a lot since then. But what was your experience of it more recently?
Yeah, so our experience was exactly like you stated, Rod. We had our hiccup was that we didn't know anything really about it besides the stigma. So we had to do a lot of research and hire attorneys to get information and do our own reading and due diligence on all that subject, where now it's actually been the opposite effect. We actually become a victory for us. The Section 8 housing has comparable now prices and rents now to the market value of Miami. The tenants are sweet, old, elderly people of the community that are becoming, they know our kids, they know us very well. They look after us. They're friends. They're sweet. We're helping them out.
Wow.
We're helping the community. And we're just so happy because we haven't had to have just mild renovations and maintenance. And our rents have just been going up because of Section 8.
Oh, that's cool.
Out of curiosity, would you do more? Would you continue to look for those deals, or is one enough?
In our area where we actually get deals, and we underwrite it completely to Section 8.
Yeah.
We
No
underwrite
kidding.
it to Section 8. So yes,
Interesting.
we would do more.
Interesting.
We would definitely do more. It's been a great experience. We've learned a lot with it.
Well, you know, there's some pieces. You have to pass an inspection. The property has to be livable, for Christ's sake, and I mean, kind of some pieces. And sometimes the inspectors are a pain in the butt, but the fact that you're able to get market rents is fantastic. Let me ask you this question. How did you give it over your fear, to do a larger deal, because you pushed through the syndication, raising some money, you did that, and I know how busy you are, dude. So I know that must have really, probably the biggest component as an ER doctor. I mean, you have very little free time with your family and your boys and your beautiful bride here. But how did you get past the fear piece?
I have to say we have great partnerships before that we could always lean on. And specifically with that Hialeah deal, our partner was our coach. So
no kidding.
Motivation for that. He believes in you.
Coach in the Warrior program. Fantastic. Oh, that's awesome. By the way, guys, if you have any interest in checking out our Warrior program, it's pretty freaking extraordinary. Text the word crush to 72345. And you'll have a call with one of Mark's team. And I will tell you, you will leave that call better than you started. But that's how you apply, is you just text the word crush to 72345. And if you join it, life will never be the same again. I can tell you that. Would you guys agree with me?
100%. Yeah. We got over those fears, the initial fears, or I would say it's like the self-limiting beliefs of raising and of joining a syndication. And we actually just completed another one this year, another syndication.
Fantastic.
So we're really excited again to provide not only an opportunity to our investors, but to really provide a quality product for our tenants. So we're bringing everyone together. We care about everyone who's involved, from the tenants all the way to the investors. We really want to bring value to everyone who's involved.
Whenever you do that and you approach it from that place, success is inevitable. I mean, when you live to serve, which you guys definitely do, your occupations both denote that, and then you bring that into this business, success is just freaking inevitable, which is why you guys are successful. No question.
You mentioned you guys have done a bunch of different things on deals now. If you were to leave the listeners with one or two things in terms of items that they could maybe take massive action on, whether networking, underwriting, deal, whatever, right? You could pick. What are some of those practical items that you think that people listening should start with, that they could do, right now, today, to start taking action?
I think Yessenia stated it with the points, more or less. But one of the big ones was to find a purpose, right? I think that's like that fire that burns, how Rod has taught us all. It's really important. You need to have why, and not maybe one huge why, but maybe a couple whys. So that needs to be there, because what I always tell my friends and everybody else is like, your success is going to be inevitable, man. Like, it's going to make it. It's a science, right? Well, it's more of an art. So you need to every person's going to be different, but you need to know why you want to do it. Once you have that why, then you push through whatever it is that you need to do. And then the rest is just, kind of walking the path, education, mentor, et cetera, but you need to get that why down.
So let me ask you one last question, guys. What is your definition of success? How will you know when you've achieved the success you're after?
So something that's very important to us, right, is time freedom and personal freedoms for ourselves and for our family, and making sure that our values, are evident in everything that we do. So and that's part of our values, making sure that we have those freedoms, and that we really have worked so hard, right? To be able to set up those freedoms. And again, it's not just financial freedom. It is that time and that personal freedom, or that geographic freedom, or whatever it might be for each person. But identifying that, having our family, having our faith, having those freedoms, I think for me, that's how I know that we're successful.
That's successful.
Beautiful.
Freedoms. Yeah, the successful is for what my wife said, and just to be happy and feel fulfilled. Whatever does that
Yeah.
for you, then you're successful.
That's beautiful. I love that answer as well. Do me a favor and talk about your charity for a minute. I was so shocked to see that you did something with some other warriors. Please talk about that.
So yeah, we've talked a lot. I think like we always give so much credit to the Warrior Program, truly, because through this program, we've been able to learn about what we wanted to learn about. We have built really strong professional business partnerships. We're actually under contract for 6 more units right now, by the way, in
Another
Denver,
day,
Colorado. We're so
another
excited
day,
about
Wow.
that.
Denver,
In
Colorado,
Denver.
Denver.
be like that.
What?
Yeah.
That market.
Yeah, we're
Wow.
excited. So we have built some really strong business, professional relationships. We've also built some very strong, lifelong friendships, right?
Yeah.
Like we have
And
shared some
people.
really special times with warrior friends. We've had warriors stay in our home, share time with our children, had other, warrior kids together. So
Wow.
that's really important. And then so we have those business relationships with the multifamily deals. We have the business, we have the friendships, right, for just life,
Mhm.
which is very important. And then we've also been able to create this partnership with other like-minded warriors who had similar goals, to serve God and serve others, right? So what we do with these other warriors is we've come together and we have made connections in other countries. We started in Southeast Asia, and we've been able to partner with local organizations that provide medical and educational and even food services to local villages. And we found that that was the best way to really reach that area, was by building those relationships with people who were local to the villages that we wanted to serve. And it's called the Living Hope Foundation. Yeah. And our we're very blessed to be able to live that dream and provide and give back.
Hopefully, if
Oh, that's so freaking beautiful.
That sounds like
That's so
success to
freaking
me.
beautiful. No kidding. Now, let me say this, guys. And if you haven't heard me talk about this before, we do these Hall of Fame awards for exemplary warriors, and we just did it at the Orlando event, and we do a little slide on each warrior. And I started to notice a pattern. Every single one of them does something like this. Every single one of them: sexual trafficking, veterans homelessness, veterans, suicide, other veterans programs, and schools in India, and you guys doing. I mean, it's just incredible the ripple effect of this mindset of making the world a better place. It's not just about improving your own lives. It's about improving others. And when you do that, like I said, power moves to those who serve, that they want to, that's how God works, the world works. And so, listen, it's such a treat to see you guys. You're such a shining example of what's possible. And by the way, I'm very close to possibly getting a place in Miami now that I'm single again. So I'll be playing around. I'll be catting around in Miami here soon. So we'll see you guys. Anyway, it's absolutely great to see you, and keep up the good work, guys.
Good seeing you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Yeah. So one other quick thing. We encounter so many people that are frankly frustrated. They're looking in the mirror and they're frustrated that they haven't been able to escape the rat race. They haven't been able to build cash flow to the point where they're able to have financial and time freedom with their families. And maybe they see other people buying real estate and creating, incredible cash flow, and they think, well, it's just scary. Buying apartments is intimidating. And I get it. See, that's why we created our Warrior Mentorship Program. They're our coaching students, and they've had extraordinary results. My students, I've been teaching about 5 years, and they own upwards of 140,000 units now that we know of, right? And we feel like it's just getting going. Now we're looking to grow this group and really take it to the next level. And honestly believe that the greatest transfer of wealth could be upon us right now with this current economic environment. Everything's going on sale. So we're looking for people who want to follow a proven framework, really like a blueprint or a map, literally step by step. And then they're able to leverage our systems and our incredible network to raise money and equity, to find deals and close those deals and build partnerships, really nationwide. So if you're interested in finding out more about how you can become more, in our incredible network and take advantage of the unbelievable opportunities that are upon us, you can apply to my Warrior Mentorship Program by texting the word CRUSH to 72345, or you can go to mentorwithrod.com. And what we'll do is we'll set up a call so you can check us out and we can check you out and see if it's a fit. Now, again, you can go to mentorwithrod.com or text the word CRUSH to 72345 to apply, and we will speak soon.